Hi, we're the Radio Misfits. I'm Pugs.
I'm Parker.
Quicker. The rhythm's got to be better. The chemistry's got to be better.
Okay.
All right. You know me. You listen to the High Noon Rant, or if you're checking out the stream, you probably, it's the only reason you're here, because I mentioned that we were going to do this, James, today. Monday through Friday, noon till whenever, hot topics, current events, everything that happens in the world. It's talk radio for normal people. How about a real live talk radio professional, though? That's my guy here. James, tell people about you and where you can be found. I
do the afternoon show, WBAP in Dallas, 8:20 a.m., also on 93.3 FM.
So let me ask you this. Why are you here? Wait, you and I have known each other for damn near 20 years almost now, I think. I mean, I don't know exactly when 22. We crossed paths, but yeah, it's definitely getting there. We used to do a little show every night called Pugs and Parker. Look at this. We got Taranda's here. Taronda. I knew she'd show up. Spread the word. Where's the rest of the chat room?
They'll be here.
Any given moment, I got 30 people in the chat room. We should at least have half of that, I would think. I talked about this on the show, right? And then
it's been on for like a minute.
James and I used to do Pugs and Parker, and we had to stop doing that because he got the call up. He got the tap on the shoulder, got brought up to the big leagues, and I was left down here in the minors with my little thing. So, well,
it's funny you bring that up because what I've been working on again is the Who Killed Live 105.3.
Oh, you mean you've been working on my project without telling me?
Yeah. What have you been doing? Yeah. So
I don't know if you know we've had a setback.
Our project is progressing nicely, and I have like some rough cuts of episodes, and then I've just been going back and revisiting that lately.
Well, very good. That's exciting. I would be interested in talking to you more about that. I would absolutely. I think 2025 is a good time to clean the slate and try and do that again.
Yeah. Well, and the nature of what the project is kind of changed.
Well, yeah. Yes. I had an idea, and then we started doing it a certain way. I never intended the interviews to be the podcast. I intended the interviews to be background for the podcast, the research for the podcast.
Maybe it will be.
Yeah.
It's not determined
yet.
And
then you did, James, tell people where they can find that stuff, because we did some incredible interviews with everybody from the old Live 105.3 where you and I used to work.
Well, if you're watching this on the Pugs channel, it's down there somewhere. Go through the
but isn't there like an easier place? What do we call it? Do we know? We should, you know what, maybe I should shut up and maybe we should just compile it in some more official way and then tell people how they can find it. Because it's obviously a work in progress, because I'm glad to hear that you're also still interested in that. I got a little bit distracted, as I am wont to do, but okay. 2025 got a lot of stuff going on. What's going on in your world, James? James literally walked in here 3 minutes. We haven't even had our small talk yet, because I wanted to just do the small talk on the air. And unfortunately, sometimes we get into these.
All right, I'll tell you.
Jeff's here. Frank's here. Now we go. Come on. Where's all the other people?
So they speak English in Greenland?
That's a good question. Greenland is in the news, James, and we're all confronted with the fact in the last 24 hours, 48 hours, that none of us know dick about Greenland.
No, nothing. I know where it's at. I know its general shape.
We know a little more about Iceland, but that's only because a couple rock bands have come from there, and it's turned into a bit of a global party spot.
There is no Bjork of Greenland.
No sugar cubes. No, nothing
so
like that.
I saw a video of a guy today who said he was in Greenland, and he has a weird accent that I don't recognize because I'm ignorant. And he was speaking English, though. He was like, yes, here in Greenland, we would like to be part of America. We love America. I'm like,
but it had a cool accent.
Yeah. It's kind of... I'm interested in how they do this in Vikings.
That's what I was going to say. Was it one of them cool-ass Vikings? They kind of go, can't even do a Viking accent, but it's so cool and so unique.
Yeah, yeah. So that's what I was looking for and sort of expecting, and it was close to that, but not. But who says the Vikings is accurate anyway? So
historians. Yeah, it's pretty well. It's pretty well received.
Do we know?
The question that you're asking is, do we know that the sagas are real or are they myth? Are they historical?
The accent.
Oh, the accent. I thought you meant the story that was portrayed in Vikings. Like, is it historically accurate?
I already Wikipedia'd all that.
I would guess that they probably didn't speak English before they invaded England. I think that the Viking accent that we have now is because of the imperialism and the success that England would have in colonizing people and making the world learn English.
So in Greenland now, they speak English?
They do in Iceland.
Why? Aren't they Danish, technically?
Dude, see, you know what? This is one of them questions. You're right. That makes no sense. Why do they speak English? I'll tell you this. I think in Iceland, and again, I'm an expert because I've been there once. I think in Iceland, they speak 2 languages. I think there's probably an Icelandic, and here's why. Because have you ever seen their alphabet or their street names or anything like that?
It does that. It does the Scandinavian thing where they cram 2 letters together.
That ain't English.
No.
That ain't English. So I think that there's maybe in Iceland 2 languages, whereas English is like the second language, but everybody speaks it just because you got to speak English.
Well, if you want to watch Star Wars, then it's native tongue.
Yeah.
No, I think,
or if you want to tour with the sugar cubes.
Yeah. So I talked to this guy from Slovenia, and I was like, well, you're English. You barely even have an accent. And he's like, oh, yeah, we all have to learn English in Slovenia and usually another language, too. And I was like, why is that? He's like, well, if you just stick with Slovenian, you can't listen to rock music. You can't listen to country music. You can't watch TV shows. You can't watch movies. You're just stuck watching the movies that are made in Slovenian. And since there's only 2 million of us, it's pretty slim. I
got to tell you, I want to say that I've heard some I don't know if it's Slovenian, but rock music from that area of the country, of the world, Eastern European rock music, I always find it very enjoyable. I don't know if
I'm not sure if I've ever heard like a Croatian band or a Serbian
band. You ever heard like a Russian rock band? Oh,
maybe
man, they're
Russian.
all over the place.
I think I've heard Russian.
Well, what's the difference?
They're Slavic.
It's the same thing. Yeah.
Close.
All right. So that's a good question. But I have a question for you, and this has been haunting me for a week now. And can you answer this question? You're a smart guy. James is a smart guy. I'm a stupid guy. That's why I have these kinds of questions. So if we were to build a rocket ship right here, right out in front of the Kelly Moore Memorial Studios at the E Gallery, if we were to build a rocket ship, okay, and go straight up into the sky, not now, let's say at noon in the middle of a sunny day.
Okay.
We would build a rocket ship, and we go straight up into the sky. When we get into space, it's going to be black, right?
What's going to be black?
Everything. It's black in space, right?
Well, not when you look back at Earth, not when you look at the moon, but.
Okay, well, right. There are certain objects that are illuminated like stars and all that. But for the most part, those are illuminated because everything else is black.
Gotcha.
Everything. Okay. So the sun is out here, right? Maybe at some point you'll pick up where I'm going with this. So the Earth is over here. So the sun is out here and the Earth is over here. When the sun is shining, it's light here. So what about all the space between the sun and Earth? Is that like a sunny day too? Like if I was to go into space and I'm stupid. I know this is probably, but I think no one's been able to answer this question. Is it dark in outer space?
Yes.
Why? If the sun is like a spotlight, or a flashlight, if I had a flashlight and I was using it as the sun and I was shining on something to replicate Earth, all of the space between the light and the Earth would be illuminated. There would be a tube of light. Does that exist in space?
No.
Why?
Because there's nothing there. When you look, there's like air particles and like the atmosphere makes a prism.
How do we get
that's
light
how we
here?
That's how we see blue.
Oh, it's that thing with the whole spectrum and the light reflecting, and that's how I don't know if that's true, but you know what? You're smarter than me, so there you go. I'm going with that. Next time. No one's ever asked me that because it's probably a stupid question.
A tube of daylight.
All right, very good. All right, what is the hot topics? You work in talk radio. I barely work in talk radio. I work in pretend talk radio.
So,
you work in real talk radio. What's the big subject that's lighting the phones up?
Well, man, I had a lot of people pissed off today, and I love that so much. I was griping because there's a lot of school districts around here that already canceled Thursday and Friday classes.
I know.
It's they just cancel it at the drop of a hat, just light and transient causes. And it's not like, oh, well, out of an abundance of caution or better safe than sorry. You don't know what weather's going to be like on Friday. There might not be anything on the ground and no problems on Friday. and you already canceled. This is like people have to make arrangements for kids. People have to miss work. So people miss deadlines, projects get delayed. Like you're costing the surrounding community thousands of dollars of lost productivity, maybe millions in a city this big. And just because it might snow a little bit tomorrow. So you're going to cancel tomorrow and Friday.
Well, now this is absolutely obscene to me, who grew up in the Midwest, a child who would wake up regularly. You know, oh, there's a blizzard. It must be Tuesday morning, right? So I would wake up regularly, and they would never cancel school for us. We went to school in snowstorms and blizzard. It had to be a real extreme situation for us to not go to school. Now, let me finish. My kid, and I don't know about your kid, but my kid just came off their Christmas break. And it seemed like he had way longer than I had.
Like an extra week.
Right?
Yeah.
Then Christmas is in a weird spot. It's in the middle of the week. New Year's is in a weird spot. It's in the middle of the week. So we've got that weird spare Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But the kids should go back to school on Monday. My kid didn't go back to school on Monday.
Right.
Why the hell not?
Dude, so this ticks me off to no end. And another one that just makes me want to put my hand through the wall, like a guy named Kyle, is they have Columbus Day off, right? Well, they got the Friday before the Columbus Day off. Well, why'd you get Friday off? Well, we have Monday off, so this makes it a 4-day weekend. I'm like, that's not an excuse to quit school. Dude, y'all, do we not care about school? I mean, we say we do. We don't. And if you like go survey 1,000 people in the street, every one of them say education is important. Yeah, y'all don't act like it is.
No, education is not important, James. Don't make me rant here, but I've been saying this now for years. Look, the ship has sailed. We're a nation of unhealthy, stupid people who have more bombs than you could ever dream of. So go ahead, step to us unhealthy, stupid people. That's the trade-off we made. We decided to be the world's most powerful thing. So we don't have everybody healthy and fit and all of these programs. We don't have a particularly great interest in the education of our children. We got bombs, because if anybody has a problem with us being stupid and sickly, we can just say, oh, yeah. So that's the trade-off we made during the Cold War when I was a kid. I'm fine with it.
I'm pretty happy.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm ecstatic, actually. Drinking a beer on a Wednesday.
So this is where we are. That's who we, the United States of America, is. We're not as smart as our little Chinese friend or a little Indian friend or whatever. But, we kick his ass, and they think we're way cooler than anybody they know. So that's our lot in life. We're like James Franco. That's who we are. We're handsome.
Just stumbled backwards into success. Can't stop winning.
That's who we are. The United States is James Franco. But let me throw you a couple of numbers here that are really concerning to me. You saw me scrolling here because I actually had this. It was something I was talking about earlier. In the United States of America, our children in our public school system, and by the way, I don't know if you know this, this might be one of the things we politically agree with. I think we should blow up the Department of Education. I think we need to start over.
Yay.
I don't believe that we need to get rid of all, public education. I think it's very important for the government to have some, but the system that we have now is grotesquely inadequate. Here's an example.
Okay.
In the United States of America, James, kids go to school 180 days. 180 days.
Okay. Do your breakdown.
So 180 days, there's 365 days in a year, right? Now, I know we get like 2 months off for
Christmas,
for summer. So that's 60. So that's 180. What are the rest of these days that these kids have off?
So I have the answer to that.
Okay.
My sister's a public school teacher. Not that this is important. It shouldn't matter. I would be right even if I was in a different family, but just to avoid the criticism that's going to come in like 4, 3, 2, 1. But you don't understand what we go through, or it's difficult, or you don't know what a teacher's life is
you'll
like.
You'll get it from me because I'm pro teacher. I think they're caught between a rock and a hard place, but continue.
Right. So I look at the calendar of my kid's school district. My sister works there. There's 41 weeks that they're in school. So the other 11 weeks is that summer break.
Okay.
From the first day of school, or from when the first, teacher's day to the last day of the school calendar, that's 41 weeks. In that 41 weeks, how many do you think they actually do the full week? Like full day on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, a 5-day week. Out of 41, how many do I think in a school year they actually complete? I would have to say 35.
21.
Why? Why?
Well, look
Why?
at my.
So you're telling me that essentially there is a day off almost every other week.
Yes. So here
Okay.
my example
so
for
a long weekend every other week for America's school children. Oh, okay.
So like a good example is the Columbus Day. You're off on Monday. Why not take the previous Friday off? So that ruins 2 weeks. There's 2 weeks right there where they don't
We're
go.
giving 2 days for Columbus, a dude who got lost. Do you know when he landed in Cuba? You know what he called it, James?
India.
Japan.
Japan.
He thought he was in Japan. And the dude has 2 days now dedicated to making our children stupider.
So this idea that we need to take off days so flippantly for weather. We've taken off days in the fall because it rained too hard.
Yeah.
Rain day.
But also the thing that I get stuck on, and I know, look, like I said, I came from a different climate than we have here in Texas, so we can't cancel school every time it snows. It's just not possible. Otherwise, we would, be out of school the whole winter. But here in Texas, they do cancel it on the threat of snow, but for very reasonable reasons. It's just that they do not have. Texas has, I was watching this thing last night about this. Salt brine is what you're using now. You used to use sand on your roads. You finally invested in salt brine, which is what all the cold weather cities use. It melts the snow and it's better on the roads.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
So, the dump trucks during snowstorms.
Like pickle juice?
The sand.
Is it a juice or is it
No, it's
salt?
It's like giant salt rocks.
Okay.
It's like rocks.
Okay, no, I know what that is. I've seen that.
Instead of sand,
Okay.
It's rock. Sand is terrible. It's what southern cities use because it's cheap and they may not even use it. So who cares if it works or not? It's for traction on icy roads. Sand doesn't work because it doesn't melt the ice. Salt does. Salt will melt the ice.
Okay.
Dallas bought, I was watching, like I said, I watched this thing last night. They buy enough salt brine, only within the last couple of years, too. They used to use sand. So they will buy enough for like one storm. Okay. And now one storm, as envisioned by the people here doing the planning in Dallas, was 3 to 5 inches once the entire winter. Okay. So that's all
Not
we
bad.
got.
Yeah.
So when you got Delkus out there going, we're getting 15 to 18 inches.
No, we're not getting that.
So that's why the schools are panicking, because the schools and the buses, they know it will snarl everything here. It'll paralyze this. 5 inches paralyzes the city for 24 hours.
Okay, so I got to live in winter one time. I worked at the station in Northwest Oklahoma, a little town called Woodward.
Mm-hmm.
There was snow on the ground for like almost 4 straight months, Pugs. I'd never seen that in my life.
That's how we live.
I'm like, this is just like on TV, right? Like in the movies and the Hallmark movie when she goes back to her hometown and it's Christmas and there's snow on the ground. Like that's fantasy for us here. But I got to do it once. So I was amused because one of the arguments in favor of closing schools, just because it's going to snow, is that, we don't know how to drive in the snow and we'll just be slip sliding around into the ditches. It's more about
school buses.
Yeah. So one thing I learned.
And insurance risks.
So what's different in Northwest Oklahoma is absolutely nothing. People just slip slide around and they end up in the ditch. And sometimes the school bus ends up in a ditch and you just get pulled out and you keep going, or someone shows up with a chain and pulls you out. It's life goes on. That doesn't stop other places from canceling school. So that I don't think it's a valid excuse here.
It can't. In climates, I know that was, you gave me a beer. In climates where that is common, you cannot let it win. You have to put up with it's no difference. Let me tell you something about Chicago. Chicago back in 1994 had 2 weeks in the summertime, 2 straight weeks over 95 degrees. 500 people died. Okay, so that's something that you Texans have that the rest, trust me, we can't handle that.
Well, that's because only like 30% of the place had air conditioning at the time.
True, yeah, and it was all old people. It was, people just used to grew up, they lived in the Depression, they opened the window, and then all of a sudden it's 90. But 95 is nothing for Texas. 95 is March.
Turn off your AC, 95 is hell.
It could be, yes, absolutely true, yeah. Let me go back to the schools, though, because we've established, I think you and I are in agreement, that 180 days here for the American school the student is inadequate. 180 days. Or wait, do you think the number is fine? It's just the days that are skipped. So if your problem is they take too many days off, then you want more days. You think 180 is?
I think they should go a full day. I think kids should get out of school at 5 o'clock when mom and dad get off work.
Okay.
So number one, maybe we do have the same amount of days, but I definitely want them in there longer.
Okay, so I like that. That's an interesting idea, but how does that? Do you allow students who are many students stay at school until 5, till after 5, whether it's extracurricular activities, sports, practice, or whatever. Do you allow them to take their gym and athletic classes in those hours so that they're not coming home at 10 o'clock at night? Because if you're going to school until 5 and then you've got 2 hours of football practice and then after, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but it would get worked in there.
So you think you could figure that out? Yeah,
you would get it. And in fact, that's rolled in there. You can't have a practice that goes after the close. So.
Okay. Well, all right. So here's the other thing. 180 days here. I want to share this with you and see what you think of this. 180 days here. I think it's inadequate. 180 days here. India sends their kids to school for 220 days.
Well, hang on. Let's go ahead and establish here that a regular work schedule for an adult, a full-time schedule, assuming you get 2 weeks vacation, 50 weeks, 5 days a week, 250 days a year is a full-time schedule for an adult. So that's okay. We're not looking to go 365.
No,
right.
no, not at all.
I'm just saying.
That's what I'm saying. 180 days is ridiculous.
Compared to what they can expect in the real world, the metric is 250. So what was India's?
So India was 220 days spent in school as opposed to America, 180 days spent in school. India, 40 days more. This is why, James, you have never met a cancer specialist who wasn't Indian. You haven't. Were you going to tell me you met a guy?
No,
I met an Irish girl and she was the world's greatest cancer specialist.
No, I'm trying to think if I've even met a cancer specialist.
Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah, but here's something on the opposite side of that T-chart. I'm not saying it's wrong. India's average IQ is like 76.
I don't know what Breitbart bullshit you pulled that from.
Look it up.
There is no way that you're saying that the median IQ for the people of India, whether 2 billion people, is 76.
I think I read average IQ.
You read this. Well, that would be median average. That was right.
Well, median's a little different. Median is if you line it up from smartest to dumbest, the middle guy.
All right, I see what you're saying. Well, yeah, because we don't have a ceiling or a floor in that. All right, so that's wrong, but you believe it. You look it up. I'm not going to look it up. I got
to put on my glasses and get on my phone.
The average IQ in India is retarded, James says. That is retarded. Mental retardation is 72, James.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
Okay, well, there's a bunch of countries that are under that. Their average IQ is retarded.
We did this before.
That's what I know. That's why I'm not making this up.
You are. Look, they got a space program, James. The Indian people are freaking brilliant.
Yeah, but it's because there's 1.2 billion of them. So at the bell curve at the top, they have a bunch of geniuses. They got
so the 1% of India really kicking ass for the other 99.
Yeah, well, like I said, when you have that big of a sample size, your top 10 people are going to be incredible.
All right, let's talk about China while you're looking up the IQ of people in India.
God,
and by the way,
is this racist?
Where did no? Well, maybe from you, not from me at all.
No, you're exempt.
It says here. All right, so India sends their kids to school for 220 days a year. They're cranking out astronauts and math whizzes and geneticists. So that's different than us. China, James. China sends their kids to school for 245 days a year.
245. That's 245.
So they get China.
Good. That's a full work week or a full work year with a couple of holidays in there.
Language is mandatory in Chinese schools. They have to learn 2 other languages.
Really?
I mean, come on, man. This is why when you sit around and you go, what do we do good? What are our kids good at? Well, YouTube. Our kids are YouTubers.
So their average IQ in China is 104.
I don't know if that's good or not. I have no idea. I know what a good IQ is.
It's number 5 in the world.
But I don't know how to average that with that many people. Like, Well, they got bad water there. They got a lot of people. If they've got billions of people in China and their average is 105, 105 is stupid. 105 is really stupid.
No, look, how IQ works is
I know how it works. I've had 3 IQ tests.
You give everyone a test, and the middle guy is 100. So 100 isn't stupid. 100 is average.
No, no. Well, I mean, look, maybe, but then we've lowered the bar on what we deem to be average because a 100 IQ. Retarded is 72. Well, actually, check that. See, then we might not know that.
Okay, so India is 77.
Okay, so that is bad.
I said 76, so I was off by 1. They're 94th in the world.
And also, where do we get this from? How speculative is this? Kids in America.
Worlddata.info.
Right, but everyone in India is getting an IQ test. Do you know how many people in America have had IQ tests?
No.
Like none. So what is this data? Like where everyone, how could you explain this to me.
So someone goes and gets a sample size and gives some kiddos some tests and they compile all the results.
All right. So maybe they get like 2,000 kids from some village with like really bad water.
Look, this is the best number we got.
And then your crazy right-wing website publishes those results. And then you guys talk about it for...
How can it be a right-wing if like the top 6 countries are all Asian?
I'm teasing. No, I'm teasing.
Hong Kong, Japan, Singapore.
Wait, are these... What are you reading here? What is this a list of?
Ranking the countries by IQ.
Highest IQ.
Yes.
What is the smartest country?
Hong Kong.
And what is their average IQ?
106.
Okay. All right. Yeah, all right. That's
Japan is also, look, there's a tie at 106 at the top with Hong Kong, Japan, Singapore, and Taiwan.
All right, enough of this. Just so that I can get an idea, where's Germany? Tell me where Germany is. What number is Germany?
They're ranked 13th in the world.
Okay. And what's their average?
100.
All right. Now give me United States.
Let me go find United States.
Oh, jeez. That ain't good.
No, we're not in the top. There we are. We're
scrolling down.
We're number 31.
Okay. 31.
And we're at 97.
And what is 97 is our average IQ?
Yeah. I mean, we're tied at 30 with France.
All right. That's not great. Have you ever taken an IQ? We took an IQ test every year on the air at the radio station that I was on in Chicago.
That's odd.
University of Chicago put us through these IQ tests, and we had smart rankings.
Was Milton Friedman there?
No, but it was like a bit. It was an ongoing bit where
that's awkward.
Your opinion on something was weighed by where you were on the IQ chart.
I love that. I love that.
Kelly and I both took them. Kelly,
But look, we're at 97. That's pretty good. We're not too far off the top ones. And then, boy, it gets really disappointing at the bottom here.
Okay, let me say it's all Africa, isn't it, James? I know that's something people don't want to hear.
Nope. No, there's a mix.
Southeast Asia. It's a mix. So it's a mix of Africa and Southeast Asia.
And there's a Central America in the bottom 3.
Of course.
So the dumbest country is Nepal. I would not have guessed that in a million years.
It's not even a country.
Yeah, it's just like the bottom of a mountain range, or what?
It's an energy. It's a vibe.
It's a vibe.
it's
I actually know a guy from Nepal.
It's a side of a mountain. Literally, that's what the country of Nepal is.
It's the foot of the Himalayas.
It's the other side of the mountain. The other side is China, and Nepal is the other side. So China went, that's our mountain, and they did, and that's why Nepal doesn't have independence, but God.
Their average IQ is 51, Pugs.
In Nepal?
Yeah, 51.
That's retarded. Wait. What?
That is retarded. And not to be an insult, like that meets the clinical definition of mental retardation.
What IQ is retarded? And I asked her like a retarded person.
Mild mental retardation has an IQ range of 50 to 55 to approximately 70. Moderate mental retardation has an IQ range of 35 to 40 to 50 to 55, and severe mental.
Jesus Christ.
So below 70.
Oh my God. Yeah, for some reason I thought it was 72, but okay.
All right. So yeah, second dumbest country at 52 is Sierra Leone.
Hold on, Jeff. Are you listening? Internet IQ tests? We did this on the air with professors from the University of Chicago. We took real IQ tests, Jeff.
Yeah, they didn't have the internet when he was doing this.
The internet in 1995, you child. Jeff doesn't believe there was a world before the internet. Go ahead.
Third dumbest country, and it jumps all the way up to 55 here, from 52 to 55. So there's pretty big improvement here. It's a tie between Gambia and Guatemala.
Okay. All right. See. I wanted to say, well, this has obvious to do with the level of education, but that's not what IQ is. IQ is not about your education; it's about your capability to learn. It's not about what you've actually learned.
Well, I think according to this list, it looks like IQ is strongly determined by your access to clean water as a child.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
I think that is the strongest link I can take from this data set here.
Well, I'd like to see that list in a couple of years. I'd like to see where I would love to know if, like, are kids dumber now than they were, say, when we were kids, simply because of the internet and simply because of the life is a candy store now for kids. Let me give you an
Isn't it
example.
great being a kid now?
Yeah. I mean, let me give you and I hate saying that because that is like the worst thing that an old white guy can say is kids today, it's get off my lawn is next.
No, I want to be a kid. I wish I was born in 2005.
We used to have to wait until Saturday mornings to watch even a cartoon. That's when we got our cartoon. Everything else was like Walter freaking Cronkite and Lou Grant. There was nothing for us. Kids today, they've got my kid never gets out. You've got a shit ton of kids. Do your kids ever get out of their headphones and their phones?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, okay, so you live in a shoe though, so the internet's probably bad.
Okay, no, we have.
Did you not get the little lady in the shoe? It was because you've got a lot of kids. Really? So tell me about that, because I can't get my kid out of the internet. I can't get him out of the headphones and the internet.
Take it away from him.
Nope. He's big. Have you seen my kid? He'd kick your ass. I know that you're a big man, but no, that's not an option. It's not. And look,
I think you can.
I'm being hyperbolic. You tell him to put it down, he puts it down. He listens to his parents. But his choice is the candy store.
Of course.
He when I was a kid, there was nothing on. So you know what I had to watch? I had to sit and watch whatever the hell it was Grandma and Grandpa were watching. And oftentimes those were adult shows. Not adult like porno adult, but grown-up mature content. People getting divorced and, guys drinking and smoking in the office. TV of the 70s. And it was because I didn't have a choice. So I learned things by osmosis. I matured in a different way.
So it downward spirals on the kids because for so many of them, if you take it away, they don't know what to do. They don't. Have you ever seen the viral video of the kids who have their crap taken away and their parents make them go outside and play and they don't know what to do? So they're just like flipping at a bush or like looking in the mailbox like they don't know how to play outside.
Really?
Oh, man. Me and the wife, we just die laughing at these videos because our kids aren't that bad.
Funny,
but we know some kids that are, and probably some cousins that are.
Look, I as far as my kid goes, thank God for the NFL, because if it wasn't for the NFL and NFL news and he's obsessed with the NFL and all of that kind of stuff. He would do nothing but watch YouTube videos and hang out on TikTok. That's YouTube and TikTok. That's his whole life. Excuse me, I just burped again, but thank you for what are we drinking, James?
Shiner Holiday Cheer.
Oh, wonderful. A fine Texas beer for Christmas. All right, where are we at? What else you got?
Did we find out if they speak English in Greenland? Can you just Google that?
We don't care. Do we care? Yeah, okay.
I care because
no, that's fair.
If they do, then let's just go ahead and sign them up.
First question. What time is it in Greenland? I want to know.
The time in Nuuk, Greenland is 11:53 p.m. on Wednesday.
That's cool.
Cool ass name. Nuuk, Greenland.
11:53 there.
Hold on. What language do they speak in Greenland?
According to Wikipedia, before June 2009, Greenlandic shared its status as the official language in Greenland.
No! There's no such language as Greenlandic.
Official language.
No! That is so stupid. Have you ever seen Nuuk, Greenland?
I think I saw it on TV today. Like Don Jr. and Charlie Kirk went there or something.
Yeah, well, it's basically like a suburb. It's like imagine if Texas only had one town. It was just everything else was the moon, and there was just this one.
Is there only one town there?
Well, it's a nation with a population of 40,000 people. So yeah,
I thought they had like 400,000.
No. Well, maybe I don't know. Who is that? Oh,
because what I saw today looked like the the station they have when you get to Antarctica, not the South Pole, but the one where you land, the base camp.
It's got that kind of vibe.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's on the coast. There's snow everywhere, but there's a town. You can see roads are laid out.
But Nuuk, Greenland, photographs incredibly cool. Like especially at night with the light. It's a very cool looking city. I've seen pictures of it, and not even recently, but I thought. Actually, a couple of months ago, I posted a picture on Twitter of Nuuk, Greenland. This is how I know this. And it was just like, I remember I said, I could live here. Or no, actually, I think I said something like, I could dominate mornings in Nuuk.
Right.
I'm like, I could totally live. It just looked like such a cool place.
God, you get like 5 listeners, you have a 20 share.
And now we have, sure, whatever. Hey, man, you just got to lower your standards. You can live happy anywhere, man. If you're happy is in here, not in your wallet. Isn't that nice?
Disagree.
Well, yeah, we are different in that way.
What about Canada? You cool with merging with Canada?
So that's a fun thought. First of all, you need to ask me as your moderate to liberal leaning friend how I feel about all of this. So how do I feel about the Greenland and the prospect of us taking over Greenland? As I said on my show yesterday, The Rant, every day at noon, let's go! I love imperialist Trump. I am down, man. I mean, first of all, Greenland is wildly strategic, and there is absolutely no reason that I can think of that Denmark needs to hold on to that thing. We need access, and you've probably covered this, but you know about what's happening in the Arctic Circle and how the Chinese and the Russians are almost completely occupying the Arctic Circle.
Right.
Not only is Greenland strategic for us militarily in defending and basically shepherding the entire North Atlantic, we need access to the Arctic Circle. And so let's go, man. So I'm all for Greenland becoming, whatever the hell, buy it, whatever. I'm cool with it.
What about Iceland? Can we just get them next?
That's going to be a little bit more trouble because they're a little bit more established on the world stage. They're a little bit more of
an independent
English,
nation.
Right? They do. And the women are ridiculous, James. Do you know that I had sex with an Eskimo in Iceland?
Like in an igloo?
No, in a hotel room, a nice one. But she was Eskimo. She was indigenous Icelandic. Her name was Birgit. How cool is that?
Indigenous Icelandic.
What?
Indigenous Icelandic?
Yeah, I know, right? Like, what is that?
So not Danish?
No,
or whatever they are?
I don't know. But there are two kinds of people in Iceland. There are 6 foot tall blonde. When we're talking about women, there are 6 foot tall blondes.
The Vikings.
Right. And then there are the ones that kind of look like Bjork. They have dark hair, blue eyes, and very white skin. And they sort of fit what we think Eskimos are. Like when we imagine.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, I didn't either. Except it was fun.
So
women in Iceland are fantastic. They're beautiful.
So on the Canada front, what I foresee is the people of British Columbia have a referendum. She's all go
still
vote.
My friend on Facebook, by the way. Now you got me thinking about
up.
Beer Gut. Yeah, I got to pull Beer Gut up. Okay, go ahead.
Her name's Beer Gut.
Birgit. It's Birgit. It's a German name. It's a beautiful German name.
Beer Gut.
Birgit.
So the people of British Columbia have a referendum. They vote. 80% of them say we want to join the United States. And then we just take on British Columbia as a state. And then we do the other ones, Alberta, Manitoba, Saskatchewan. So if we have the approval of the people who live there, they just transfer their union, their union dues from Ottawa to DC.
Yeah, this is cute because you think that they probably want to come to America, right? Because you're from the American lens. You think the Canadians all fucking hate Canada and they don't want to be in Canada. There's Canadian pride. There's no way people in Canada would vote to become Americans. That's American arrogance, if that's what you think. And I don't know if that's what you're thinking.
They can still be Canadian. They're just in America now. Yeah,
they're just a state. They're just so
they're Canadian Americans.
Canadian, but so you're talking about more.
It's like what we have with New England.
Governmental. Yeah, I'm telling you, no. They love the Queen up there, man. They really do. They like her in her position. They don't really. She's a figurehead, right? They like her as their mascot. No, man. Canadians are real. Canadians really are proud of their country. There's no way.
Well, look, you can still listen to Bare Naked Ladies and watch Strange Brew or whatever it is.
Try and convince us Nickelback was worthy of our attention.
Nickelback doesn't deserve that much smoke, but they are pretty bad. I think. I
might argue with you that they're not, but that's an argument for a different day. And my point is that I actually think Nickelback is good, so I think we might agree on that. But the joke.
Well, they're very formulaic, and hacky, but they're not bad.
Yeah. I don't think they're bad at all.
No, I like some of their songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a simpleton.
But I like a lot of dumb songs.
Verse, chorus. Thank you. Nothing wrong with liking dumb songs.
Yes.
And Nickelback was great at the dumb song. Okay, move on.
Right. I also like Cardi B. Pretty dumb.
Pretty dumb, yet
Incredibly dumb.
mm-hmm.
Love it. So that's my scenario in which I think not only would it be moral and just to annex parts of Canada, but like an actual way on it could happen peacefully, civilly. I'm not talking about invading it. I'm not talking about militarily setting up a blockade or anything. Right. And I don't really want the French parts.
Oh, see, that's pretty much all I want.
You want Montreal and Quebec?
I want Quebec. Yeah, I want Montreal.
Well,
I also want Toronto. No, I shouldn't state it that way. I don't want Canada. That's silly. Let Canada. I want Mexico. Let Canada stay. Let Canada do their thing. They can be, our little friend, our little brother, whatever.
See, I would even be down with Mexico if they made English more of a priority. Well,
yeah, we got to flip the language on them. We got to tell them they all got to learn. It's starting now. Y'all got to start learning English.
And you can still do the accordion and the tuba and stuff. Just sing in English so we can all understand what the hell you're saying.
That will go great, James. The teaching them of English. What with our American Board of Education and all of that.
No, we're going to eliminate that.
What comes first? The blowing up of the Department of Education or the annexing of Mexico?
Well, first we dissolve Social Security, then we blow up the Department of Education.
Right. Now you lost me. You watching these fires in Hollywood? Had this on the whole time we're here talking. Have you been following? I was up till 2:00 in the morning yesterday watching this.
It's hard to get into this because don't they do this like every couple years?
Okay, this is unprecedented. Yes, fires break out all the time.
Don't they always say it's unprecedented?
No.
This is like a boy cried wolf thing then.
No, this isn't.
They tried to scare me about this like 18 months ago.
Well, I don't know how you here in Texas get scared of this watching it. The point is that this is incredible. This is not run of the mill. This is not. Here's why.
Did the Hollywood sign burn? Because that'd be cool.
Well, no, but that would be great if the Hollywood sign would burn because that's pretty much in the middle of nowhere. The shit that's on fire are subdivisions and neighborhoods in some of the most densely populated areas of the entire country. This isn't. A couple of months ago, we had what we called on the noon show today, the Pepperdine fire, which was happening in Malibu. Up on the cliffs, in the canyons.
What's their mascot?
Pepperdine?
The wave or something?
I don't know. Oh, no. I think you're thinking of Chaminade. That's in Hawaii.
No.
Pepperdine's in Malibu. Chaminade is like the wave or something. I don't know. Whatever.
I know Tulane's the green wave, but I think Pepperdine's like a wave or a blue wave.
Oh, Christ.
Damn it. Why are we stupid?
Why do we do this? We are stupid, but we got to do this stuff. What is the mascot of Pepperdine University?
According to Pepperdine University, students proposed that Joe the Pelican become the university mascot in an article printed in the Graphic in 1951. Willie the Wave made his official debut at a George Pepperdine College sporting event.
Who the hell was George Pepperdine? All right, so that was the one a couple of weeks ago where we were all like, Hollywood's on fire. It was the Pepperdine fire. Oh, celebrities with their Malibu beach homes had to be evacuated. Like it was just a couple. And it was just that area of canyon that is pretty sparse. This broke out in Pacific Palisades in someone's backyard, James. This is like, instead of it happening on a hillside and threatening rich people's homes with their, 50-acre lots.
I don't know what Pacific Palisades is.
Plano. Okay. This is a massive fire. Entire neighborhoods, James, are burning to the ground.
Was someone frying a turkey?
Are you serious? You do talk radio and you are not talking about this. This is unprecedented fire. Now, you may not be reacting because the death toll is not being released.
It's we don't know. 2, right?
It's 2, but that's because firemen aren't even trying to put out fires at this point. They're trying to get people. They're trying to evacuate millions of people from Southern California, from these areas. It's Altadena, Pasadena. There are currently 4 fires that are new fires are now breaking out in the Hollywood Hills. The Hollywood Hills.
James, they should stop setting fires.
James, this is densely packed neighborhoods. These are all, and by the way, the Pacific Palisades, they're all $10 million, 2,000 square foot homes.
Oh, nice.
So yeah.
That sucks.
$10 million. I was on Zillow as I'm watching these houses burn last night.
Oh, no.
$10 million, 2,000 square foot homes.
Probably started in the trailer park.
incredible views of the ocean, though. That's what you get for the 10 million. You're getting. No, James, this is freaky, man. This usually happens in areas that are not subdivisions. It is happening. It broke out in someone's backyard.
How is this compared to Malibu?
How is what do you mean compared?
Well, Malibu, the
You talking about wealth?
no, the island that burned.
Well, Malibu is the suburb right next to Pacific.
No,
Palisades.
I'm sorry, not Malibu. Maui.
Oh,
The Maui fire.
nobody lived there. That fire burned tourist resorts. And
I thought it burned like the whole island.
Dude,
or
this
like
is burning 7-Eleven, CVS's, car dealerships. 15 high schools have burned.
wow.
15 high schools, James. I mean, no, this is crazy. This is unprecedented, and nobody's ever seen it because a fire of this magnitude has never broken out in such a densely populated neighborhood. And as far as the death toll, we don't know. I'm telling you, this is the kind of thing that in 2 days, when they get this thing under control, and it's not under control because of these winds, 130 mile per hour gusts last night that were fueling this fire and spreading it everywhere. Yeah, no, they're going to find bodies in houses. They're going to find everything is burned to the ground. Everyone didn't get out. It's really serious.
All right. What's the mascot?
Okay. Oh, play mascot game. All right. There we go.
I got to set up
All
for
right.
this one.
Hit me up.
Play along in the chat.
Okay.
First one to get the right answer wins.
Here we go. Trivia night is back with Pugs and Parker.
What's the mascot for Louisiana Tech?
Jeez.
What's the mascot for Louisiana?
Louisiana Tech.
Is there much of a delay on this?
It's going to be the andouille. I
What
don't
the
know.
hell the andouille?
I don't know. Isn't it a sausage? I don't know. I hate Cajun food. What is the mascot? I don't know. I don't know that.
They're the
one. Oh,
Bulldogs. Middle Tennessee State. What are they? No clue.
Wildcats.
Blue Raiders.
Okay.
Do you know this is a crazy one. Coastal Carolina?
Coastal Carolina. I do know what the Coastal Carolina. Don't know it. Never mind.
Chanticleers.
Yep, Chanticleers. That I knew it was something
I don't even-
spectacular.
I don't even know what a chanticleer is.
I think it's a fish.
Is that like a chicken? It looks like a chicken, kind of.
Oh yeah, it's a fighting cock. It's a fighting chicken.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, Coastal Carolina and South Carolina is the Gamecocks, right?
Must be big cockfighting area.
Well, get your own mascot. Appalachian State.
Inbreeders.
Mountaineers, same
That'll...
thing. Jacksonville State.
Jacksonville State?
Yeah, it's
Let's
a
say
HBCU.
Panthers.
No, Gamecocks.
You're giving me historically black universities like I've ever seen anything. I don't know anything about history. I'm a
Okay,
middle-aged
fine.
white man.
UMass.
Grambling Tigers. I
There
got
you
the
go, you
Grambling
got one.
Tigers. There you go.
UMass.
University of Massachusetts Minutemen.
Yes.
Okay.
Akron.
Zips.
Ooh.
Midwest, from the Midwest.
Okay. Central Michigan.
No, Western Michigan is it? Central Michigan, let's say Hilltoppers, but
The Chippewas. What about the Miami that's in Ohio?
Miami of Ohio, the not Hurricanes. I have no idea what Miami of Ohio is. Let's say Tigers.
Red Hawks.
Sure.
Did you know Western Michigan? Western Michigan is
The Broncos.
They are the Broncos.
Yeah.
What's Purdue?
Boilermakers.
What's Kent State? Not the
Oh.
bullet holes.
Oh yeah. No, well, it's not Kent State anymore. It's just Kent. It's Kent. They changed. They rebranded. They dropped the state. It's
Okay.
Kent. I don't know what Kent is.
The Golden Flashes?
Oh, from the muzzle of a good National Guardsman.
National Guard standard issue.
Oh, we're terrible.
Sidearm.
Hey, Trump won. We can tell those jokes.
Eastern Michigan. Midwest guy.
Yeah, I don't know. Eastern Michigan. I don't
The
know.
Eagles.
Eagles.
What's
Okay.
North Texas up in Denton?
Oh, the North Texas. The UNT green machine. Green monsters. Green. What is North? What are they up there? UNT greens. Green.
They're the mean green.
Okay.
It's not just green. It's like an angry,
What is it?
vindictive green. It's the mean green.
It's the mean green.
Yeah,
Didn't
mean
I
green.
say that?
I don't know if you said those two words back to back. No.
I think I did. I think I said green machine.
What's Temple?
Temple Owls.
What is James Madison?
Oh, the James Madison. The Founding fathers, the scholars, the presidents. Let's say
Dukes.
presidents. The Dukes.
Toledo.
Isn't that weird? James Madison, he was a president of a country that resisted the idea of dukes
Of
and
aristocracy,
duchesses.
yeah.
All right.
Toledo.
It's not the Mud Hens. Toledo Mud Hens is the baseball team. It is the Toledo Tigers.
Rockets.
Fuck me.
Ball State.
Redbirds, red Cardinals, Redbirds, red Hawks, red Ball State Red Hawks,
Cardinals.
Fuck me.
Navy.
Oh, the Midshipmen.
University of Charlotte. I would have never got this in a million years.
Tigers.
49ers.
Okay, whatever. What's that? What apropos of what?
No idea.
No idea.
No idea. Troy.
Oh, it's Troy State, right? Troy State Trojans?
Yes.
I mean, how could they not be?
Right? I think it could be Achilles or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Agamemnon. Army. What's the mascot for Army?
Golden Knights.
Black Knights.
Oh, it's Black. Oh, hockey team.
that's
I'm
racist.
Sorry. I was.
That's racist. Bowling Green.
Bowling Green is the Bowling Green. Don't know.
Falcons.
Okay.
Buffalo.
Buffalo. Dude, these aren't even real colleges. You can't give me Duke, NC State. I don't know.
South Florida.
South Florida. It's a horse, isn't it?
The last two were both bulls. Buffalo and South Florida.
Okay, South Florida's bull. Okay, I know it was livestock of some kind.
Right. You get partial credit. Oregon State.
Oh, the Beavers.
Nice.
Okay.
See,
there's a real team, though.
University of Alabama at Birmingham. UAB.
Oh, so they're not the Crimson Tide.
No, they're the Blazers.
Okay.
What's the UT San Antonio? UTSA?
No clue. No
I think
idea.
they made it to a bowl this year. They're the Road Runners.
Okay.
Boise State.
Cool name. Roadrunners, cool name.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boise State Broncos.
Colorado State.
Rams.
San Diego State. Marshall Falk.
No. Yeah, no. I know. San Diego State. It's like an Indian warrior or something.
Aztecs.
There, yeah.
You get that one. That counts. And
You're generous.
we'll end with this one because it's gay. Hawaii.
Isn't it the Rainbows?
Rainbow Warriors.
Yeah, there
Yes,
you
sir.
go. The
Yeah.
Rainbow Warriors. Hey, look at us. All right.
That's your trivia for tonight.
All right, let's wrap this up. I've been here since, it's like 8:00 this morning.
Jesus.
So let's go. Well, I got a lot accomplished. And are we doing this every Wednesday night? We're going to hang out, have a couple of beers, and talk. And
Unless
all right.
there's special circumstances.
Sure.
This is our regular Wednesday thing.
Are we also going to challenge each other to do stand-up comedy at some of these open mic nights around town? Is that something we're going to do?
Who says I haven't been doing it already?
I know. I just wanted to call you out publicly and say we should probably do something.
No,
like
you
that.
should. I'm doing it.
Yeah, I know. Have you gone to the back door yet? Where
No.
you going? Where you going?
I'm not saying because I'm anonymous.
I like
there.
that. I like
Yeah.
that. Look at him. He's a pro. All right, wait, bye. We're gone. Bye, everybody. See you tomorrow. Oh, how do people listen to you?
WBAP.com,
How do
WBAP
these
app.
6 people listening live?
Yeah,
listen to
hey,
you?
for all of you, slow down, don't crash the app. But look, if you go to like the iHeart app, if you already have that on your phone, WBAP shows up and the James Show podcast shows up. So if you want to listen live or listen recorded, I'm on like if you just go to Apple Podcasts,
You'll find them.
James Show.
And as for me, like, follow, subscribe, all that stuff. I'm on every day at noon right here on this link that you're watching right now. So like I said, like, follow, subscribe. We'll see you tomorrow. Hot topics, current events, talk, all that kind of stuff. Talk radio for normal people, not weirdos. That's how I like to frame it. James, say goodbye.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.